when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
Good morning.
In the morning, time to get it in. Time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing. They saying fools rush in, but I'm coming with a passion. I'm trying to get to know you while you thinking that I'm asking.
Good morning.
Supersonic, I done came so far, and it's early in the morning. I just woke up out my sleep.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Just another day in the Golden State. Ain't no tossing and turning, no time for insomnia.
I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama
and give it my all and follow through on what I promise. And even if I fail, at least I was honest. See, I can only do what's in my power to do, and what good is this power if I use it like a fool? If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues, or I can sit back and just watch the news. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings.
Hey.
Be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Good morning.
Copy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings.
And be careful when you flash it.
When you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here.
Good morning, everyone.
It's getting too have my coffee. I just put my John, you know what? I'm chasing my purpose in this music business. Let's get it in. I'm so focused on my mission. There's no competition, there's no excuses for opposition. One thing's for certain, I'm motivated to be in the kitchen. I gotta listen if I wanna make a difference.
That's right.
What I'm doing can be lost in an instance.
Now I'm making a living, so why the heck are they tripping? Is it because I'm the one
that they see in their visions?
I got a million different ways I can hit with precision. I got a
gifted cause the way that I speak causes change. And even though it's hard, I stayed in my lane. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be a winner, you can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flash it. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Break it down now. Yeah, break it down now. Yeah, break it down now. Yeah. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Yeah, it's me, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, don't be a photocopy, be yourself.
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Don't be a photocopy, be yourself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again it's me, Mr. Cross, aka Zeus. Yes. And as you can tell,
lightning does strike twice.
Alright, we done with this.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We are once again back in the Thunderdome, and guess what? I am once again your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. But before we get started with today's show, let's take care of some housekeeping items, all right? People go, what do you mean housekeeping items? Well, many of you, this is your first time to the broadcast, so let me introduce myself. I go by the name, let me see where that photo is at. Let's get this photo up. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. You might as well pretend like my hands are resting on a stack of Bibles, all right? The second H is because, I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't been wrong lately, all right? I know your feelings have been hurt, all right? But that doesn't mean that I'm wrong. Most likely, it just means you need to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast, all right? And the last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Now, I got to address something that's going on out here, and I haven't had to do this in a while. Speaking of handsomeness, all right? You know, that song I just played, I said, don't be a photocopy, be yourself. I really want to encourage everyone. I know you can't be Triple H, but just be your authentic self. There's really nothing wrong with it, all right? Trust me, there's peaks, there's valleys that go along with you being your authentic self, but at the end of the day, being yourself is the best thing that you can do. And along those lines, you know, I know there's a lot of folks out here that try to imitate Zeus. These folks are imposters, ladies and gentlemen. Do not believe these people. But then we got some other people out here that are spreading nasty, nasty misinformation. And the real thing that I need to get at is people say, well, Zeus, I heard Zeus was dealing with so-and-so. You know, they think I'm out here dating people on TikTok. Let me be crystal clear. Zeus is not treating TikTok like Tinder talk. Now, it's not my fault that I'm a handsome individual. Really, it's not my fault. But all these player haters out here, listen. Most likely, if you're having problems in that department, that means that you're not a lovable person, all right? But no, Zeus has one mission, and I'm very friendly, and a lot of the people on this app, they know I'm probably one of the most friendliest people you know, all right? Even to my detriment, I would rather choose love over war any day, but if we got to go to war, I'm probably the worst person to go to war with, right? That's how it works. But no, we're not out here trying to have love connections, all right? Now, again, listen, like, you know, if you want to say hello and we can do that, that's fine. But no, the mission, the stakes are way too high, ladies and gentlemen. So most likely, I'm just going to put it out there. If someone's out there saying things like that, just tell them, just bid them a farewell and say, you know what? You got an insecurity, all right? Because Zeus is Triple H, all right? He is here for the people. All right, where did my mic go? All right, hold on. I'm here for the people, all right? Mission. We have to defeat MAGA, right? And I can't defeat MAGA. Now, you all can do whatever you want to do. You're all adults. Am I right, Dolphin? Thank you, Dolphin. I cannot defeat MAGA if I'm out here treating TikTok like Tinder talk. It just doesn't work, right, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So I want to give a round of boos and shame to all these insecure men out there that think they got Zeus figured out, because a lot of women have a lot of positive things to say about me. And these guys, they're sick. All right, these folks don't know what's going on. They're in a miserable state. They sometimes like to pretend like they're Zeus's friends, but they're not. But these folks are insecure about Zeus because they themselves are ugly on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them what they deserve. A round of boos and shame. Be yourselves. That doesn't matter. Listen. I know. I just had to address that because there's a lot of misinformation, and I just want to make sure you all know I'm committed to the mission, and I won't get distracted. Okay, it's just I'm 40 plus years old. Well, not 40 plus. I'm actually 40. I don't have time. No. Zeus is a very, very, very busy person. He doesn't have time to get out here and do all this other stuff while I'm keeping track of probably the most dangerous individual in the United States. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the MAGA business, all right? Now, many of you are familiar with what I really do on TikTok, all right? And I take great pride in this. I do this probably the best of the best, all right? We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crime, isn't it safe to say, ladies and gentlemen, that our friends on the right, they seem to have hit the jackpot, right? And they don't like it when I talk about Donald Trump and his crimes or his dirty deeds, but I'm going to continue to talk about it because that's what it'll take to save our democracy. And so I got a bit of a heads up for you, Trump supporters. I know where they're at right now, right? A lot of these Trump supporters, I'm on the West Coast. Most of them are probably on the East Coast, right? They just woke up. I don't know. A lot of the incels, you know, the men are incels, right, ladies? A lot of these Trump supporters, the guys, they're incels. This means they don't, they haven't been on a date. Some of them are like 40 years old. They haven't been on a date. I want to say since high school, but I don't even think they were even getting any action in high school, right? These are some of the loneliest guys, all right? They're just looking for love in all the wrong places. All right. Actually, these guys come into my live and they hit on all of you beautiful ladies out there. They do. I mean, they want some Democrat women. They want these Democrat women. They come to me in my DMs. Say, Zeus, could you please help us figure out how to get action with these ladies? And I say, because you're not a lovely person, right? These guys are in my live and they're out here on TikTok, and I do this live for them. And I got a bit of a heads up, you incels, you loners out there. You know where they spend the most of their time at. They're on what, Cornhub, Lonely Fans. Is that where they hang out at? They go into these lives and they send all their money to these ladies on TikTok that are showing places they shouldn't show. You might want to leave this live because I figured you out. You might want to just leave this live and go on about your miserable day, all right? Because it's going to get real nasty in here. Not that kind of nasty, all right? It's not going to get that kind of nasty. It's going to be the kind of nasty that if you are hungry, you're not going to be so hungry. Because I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to ruin your breakfast by telling you the truth about everything you do, Donald Trump in particular, right? Leave this live and go on about your miserable day, your miserable morning, all right? Because it's going to get uncomfortable. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that, MAGA? If you are not happy here in the United States of America, you can leave. Now, I see a MAGA demon in my chat right now. I want to really get this out of the way because once I get started on my broadcast, I like to just go, and I don't want any distractions. All right, Bama. Is this? Yeah, Bama. Yeah. You got an echo.
You're not winning, brother. You're not winning.
You got an echo. I got to drop you. You got to go get off it. You got to get off that MAGA Wi-Fi. You got to get off that MAGA Wi-Fi. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a serious situation right now. Donald Trump supporters, the one that just came in my box on that MAGA Wi-Fi, you could tell he hasn't been on a date in decades. Probably, I would say centuries, but we know that's not possible. He hasn't been on a date in decades. I could smell his breath as soon as he got on the microphone and started talking. His breath, it smelled like boiled eggs, rotten cheese, and expired coffee. Bama, let me give you some advice. Brush your teeth, wash your face, and start taking showers. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Bama what he deserves. He's truly the worst of the worst. Let's give Bama, this deranged MAGA demon, a round of booze and shame. Goodbye, Bama. Get on some real Wi-Fi.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, I want to start this show, ladies and gentlemen, by pointing out the fact that Donald Trump is definitely an old guy, 78 years old, and his supporters, if they continue to put him on the ticket and vote for him and make the American people see this guy as their front runner, his supporters are guilty of elder abuse, right? And we've had a conversation about elder abuse all week, and guess what? I'm not going to let this elder abuse thing go because I haven't met a Trump supporter yet that can actually justify why they want this 78-year-old senior citizen. He's an extra senior citizen is what I call him, who's a threat to democracy, who can't put together coherent thoughts and likes to ramble. What does he like to ramble about?
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would you mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble. No, these are real stories. Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lamb is a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner. But they're taking black jobs now. And it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
He just rambles. He poops his diaper, rambles, and gets his base all worked up. And guess what now, ladies and gentlemen? He's worked up because why is Donald Trump worked up? because of Kamala Harris.
So he won't debate. But he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me.
Tell him, Kamala.
And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
It is weird. He's old man. I don't know why his supporters support him.
Well, Donald.
Uh-oh. Here comes MAGA. Here comes MAGA.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you got something to say,
What?
say it to my face.
That's right, Donald Trump. That's right, deranged, you old man. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, he's so terrified of a strong woman. And what's even worse, it's a strong black woman. He's never been in this situation in his life. Donald Trump has never, ever had to answer to a strong woman, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what his biggest fear is. This is his kryptonite. This is his supporters' kryptonite. They have no answers for Kamala Harris. And it's crystal clear they don't. Midas Touch, they did a bit this morning. And I said, you know what? Let's talk about this bit Midas Touch did this morning before we get into today's headlines. MAGA, listen up real quick, because this is serious.
As Vice President Kamala Harris is now beating him in poll after poll after poll after poll, in national polls, in battleground state polls. Donald Trump is sending some of the weirdest emails to people on his listserv. Emails like the following. Donald Trump sends, I canceled all of my plans. Ben, can we please take a trip together? So this is what Donald Trump is sending people who he believes to be his supporters. I subscribe to this list so you don't have to.
So he's sending emails to his supporters right now. Instead of getting his special behind, his 78-year-old special behind, out here on the debate stage and defending his record in front of the American people, he's sending grifting emails to his supporters. Now, Ben obviously is not a Trump supporter. He's just there to make sure he's keeping up with this deranged MAGA demon. And the email starts out with, Ben, can we take a picture together? So he already, this is what I mean. Trump supporters, get those Nikes ready because y'all about to take a serious trip and you don't understand what you're getting into. But let's continue.
Creepy and weird this is. Donald Trump goes, crooked Kamala cozies up to liberal billionaires, but I'd rather spend time with you. So I went ahead and set up a special trip for the two of us to get some quality time together.
He is telling his supporters, crooked Kamala is cozying up to liberal billionaires, but I'd rather spend my time with you, American Ninja. I know you're here. Doozy. Trey. He's telling you he wants to go on a date with you because he knows you haven't been on a date in decades. So he goes, I went ahead and I set up a special trip for the two of us to get some quality time together. Watcher, I'm not lying. You know you got the email. This is sick stuff, all right?
We'll have an amazing dinner. We'll talk about my plan of attack to outraise dangerously liberal Kamala. And at the end of it all, stop right there. We'll take a picture so we can remember this day forever. I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather share this experience with than you. I've even canceled everything on my calendar just to make this happen. Well, like...
You can't tell me this isn't sick. You can't tell me this ain't sick. This is some sick stuff. He's not even sending this kind of love to his wife.
J.D. Vance, you didn't really do a good job vetting me then, Donald, because I'm the guy who co-hosts the show who labeled you with the guy who labeled you von Schitzenpants, okay? We run the biggest pro-democracy network in the world where we expose you each and every day. But Perhaps it would be a memorable photo. Donald Trump then writes the following: "Attention! Exclamation point. Deep state Democrats just spit on MAGA. Ben, are you seeing this? It's a full-blown revolt. They're going to do this to hijack their own party. Imagine what the American-hating liberal billionaire class will do next." By the way, the about $300 million that Vice President Kamala Harris has raised, most of that money has come from small dollar donors.
Are there any Trump supporters out there that want to come up here and tell us about this email where Donald Trump is inviting you to dinner with him to take pictures and telling you he's canceled all of his plans just for you? Oh, common sense. Maybe you're the one that wants to come up here. Why don't you come up here real quickly? American Ninja. No, stop it. I invited common sense up here because it's clear common sense doesn't have any common sense. Common sense, come on up in the box if you don't mind. Explain to us this love situation you got going on with this 78-year-old senior citizen. Elder abuse.
In Atlanta, Georgia, where Vice President Kamala Harris filled up an entire stadium of people who were enthusiastic to make sure that you, Donald Trump, get nowhere near.
And by the way, did you all see Vice President Kamala Harris's rally yesterday? Wasn't that thing huge? I'm talking about crowd sizes you could only dream of if you're a Trump supporter. And they're doing this for a woman of color. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, trust me when I tell you, Donald J. Trump's days are numbered. He is truly, truly terrified, and his supporters are too.
Proximity to power, and it's so wonderful knowing now that you've been labeled a creepy weirdo, how much that's getting to your head. Laura Ingraham's trying to repair your reputation, but she's only and you're only making it worse. Like when you went on and you're like Kamala's weird. I'm not the weird one, she's the weird one. Here, play this clip.
I had a nice 7-iron right next to the pin. Biden wouldn't do that. He couldn't hit the ball 15 yards.
I mean, what is this whole thing with American families?
The whole thing is a con job. Just plain weird. You know who's playing weird? She's playing weird. She's a weird person. Look at her past. Look at what she does. And look at what she used to say about herself, and I won't get into it, what she used to say and who she was compared to what she said starting in about 2016.
You see, Vice President Kamala Harris's delivery of this is much more authentic than yours, because the problem is that you're the weirdo. You can't run from the label because you're the weirdo. This is Vice President Kamala Harris when she gave her speech in Atlanta, Georgia to a packed, enthusiastic house. Here, watch this clip.
It says,
Listen up, MAGA.
so the momentum in this race is shifting. And there are signs that Donald Trump is feeling it.
Yep. Hell, hallelujah. Let's go.
You may have noticed. So last week, you may have seen, he pulled out of the debate in September he had previously agreed to.
Weak. He's a weak man.
So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about that. So he won't debate, but he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me.
Oh. They do?
And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
Absolutely. You know what's weird, ladies and gentlemen? This obsession Donald Trump has with his daughter, Ivanka. Isn't that weird? Right before he smashed on Stormy Daniels, that he told her she reminded him of his daughter.
Laura Ingraham interview is also like,
okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's crystal clear. I'm going to pause it, but please go watch the Midas Touch video. All right, Trump meltdown. Trump pushed over the edge by the Kamala Harris rally. Please go watch it. It's only 20 minutes, all right? We don't got enough time to watch it this morning. But one thing is crystal clear. Donald J. Trump is a weird old man, 78 years old, running to be president of the United States of America. And his supporters are guilty of elder abuse. The supporter like American Ninja in the audience, right? What do you all got to say about the fact that you're endorsing this guy and we all know he's sick? Look at what he did with these women. You know, I'm talking about E. Jean Carroll, right? We're talking about Katie Johnson. That was beyond weird. That was criminal, what he did with that little girl. This is more evidence that MAGA is going to lose because the cat's out of the bag. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do? Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves for being the weirdest criminal on the planet. All right, and his supporters, they're just as guilty as he is. Let's give him a round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
I got some people in the audience triggered this morning, and they're really upset. Maybe you didn't hear the message at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah. You know, I have this rule, and it's still standing. I refuse to ever allow any Trump supporter to be a victim around me, because you're not victims. You are truly the harassers and the abusers. I have never ran into a Trump supporter on this app who hasn't been crying. You go into their lives, what do they got in there? 5, 10 people, and guess what? They're crying about what? Biden, Vice President Harris, the Democrats. These are some of the most emotionally unstable individuals I've ever ran into. And they act like we don't remember what they did on January 6th. So no, I will not allow you to be victims around me. All right, now let's talk about another embarrassing interview. This is a disaster of an interview again on Fox News. Instead of Donald Trump getting on the campaign trail and getting out there and rallying and doing debates with the vice president, he goes and runs to Fox News. This is how all these people act. You know, it's like on TikTok when these Trump supporters, they get steamrolled when we cook them. They go run back to that little corner live they came from. Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. So he runs to Fox News. And Laura Ingraham, ladies and gentlemen, she literally is trying to get Donald Trump to walk back his statements, you know, where he's basically saying in 4 years, you don't need to worry about voting because I'll be a dictator. She's trying to get him to walk it back. She's begging him to do it. All right. And he did little, if anything, to explain what he really meant. As a matter of fact, what he did was he doubled down and really made it clear to the American people.
They're also attacking
all right?
you.
He made it really clear to the American people that he has no intention of ever leaving the White House if he's ever elected to be president again. Listen to this interview and listen to the disaster that he ended up causing. Laura Ingraham tried to help him, but he couldn't stop himself. Listen to this.
They're also attacking you for other ridiculous reasons. They're saying that you said to a crowd of Christians that they should vote in the future.
Yeah, let me say what I mean by the tremendous crowds. It's all about, this is a crowd that I think I'm at 97% or something. And they're treated very badly by this administration, okay? Catholics are treated unbelievably. They're like persecuted. And if I might say, before I go into...
He should just say, I didn't mean what you're suggesting. That's all he had to say. I meant this. That's all he had to say. But Donald Trump, because he's 78 years old, and this is elder abuse, he's doing exactly what any other 78-year-old man would do that's going through possibly dementia. I'm not an expert. I haven't seen his medical records, but it looks like dementia. He's ranting and raving and rambling in an incoherent way where it's very clear that he's off topic and he's not making any sense. But he does this for 2.5 minutes.
Other Jewish people, if you're Jewish and you vote for Biden or the Democrats or Kamala or whoever's going to run, I guess it's going to be her. But if you voted for her or the Democrats, you should have your head examined, because nobody's ever been treated so badly by this. This administration is destroying Israel, etc., etc. So,
etc. When he said etc., etc., have you all seen that movie? You remember that movie Split? You all right? Remember that movie? That was his favorite line. And you know what he was? He had a lot of personalities disorders. I don't know what the correct medical term is, but when somebody goes etc., etc., that's the first thing I think. I say, oh my goodness, Donald Trump is split. Oh, he has multiple personalities going on. On top of that, he has dementia. He's 78 years old. This is elder abuse.
with respect to like a statement like I made, that statement is very simple. I said, vote for me. You're not going to have to do it ever again. It's true. Because we have to get the vote out. Christians are not known as a big voting group. They don't vote. And I'm explaining that to them. Never vote. This time vote. I'll straighten out the country. You won't have to vote anymore. I don't need your vote. You can
Wait, what did he say?
This time vote. I'll straighten out the country. You won't have to vote anymore. I won't need your vote. You can go back to that.
You don't have to vote for you because you have 4 years in office.
Look.
So she's trying to help him walk it back. Mr. Split, Mr. 78-year-old convicted felon, walk it back. Do you think Trump walks it back, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think he walks it back? Let's see.
Christians are known. You know who else doesn't vote? Gun owners don't vote.
But wait, just to be clear, what you're saying though, you're not saying, it's being interpreted as you are not surprised to hear.
No.
By the left as, well, they're never going to have another election. He said,
Trump, you're on Fox News. You're in your own home, your habitat. She's trying to help you get this right because she wants to help you get more voters. Please, Trump, get this right. Stop letting your so-called stable genius self get in the way of this. All right, let's see if he gets it right.
he's saying there's not, so can you even just respond to that?
I said Christians, I started off by saying, just so you understand, you never vote. Christians do not vote well. They vote in very small percentages. Why? I don't know. Maybe they're disappointed in things that are happening, but for a long time. I say, you don't vote. I'm saying, go out. You must vote. November 5th is going to be the most important election in the history of our country. Whether you vote early or not, we should have, by the way, one-day voting. We should have voter ID. We should have proof of citizenship.
He's literally explaining why he shouldn't be president in real time on Fox News. He's literally giving his viewers all the evidence they need to not vote for him. He is truly too old to be running for president. I think there's something wrong with him. Clearly, his cognitive abilities are on a serious decline. But this is elder abuse.
And we should have paper ballots, okay? That's what we should have. But we don't have that. But I said to the Christians in the room, thousands of them, I said, typically Christians do not vote. Why it is, I don't know. You're rebellious. Something's going on.
You're rebellious. He called the Christians rebellious. Wow, David, is it really me that's trying to make something up, or is it you? You're trying to make it sound like this actually makes sense in your little world that you're in, David. You know good and well this stuff doesn't make any sense. Jesus Christ.
Worry about the future. You have to vote on November 5th. After that, you don't have to worry about voting anymore. I don't care, because we're going to fix it. The country will be fixed, and we won't even need your vote anymore, because frankly, we will have such love. If you don't want to vote anymore, that's okay. And I think everybody understood it. I didn't know there was any.
He said he thinks everybody understood it. So he's basically instructing the Christians that, hey, go ahead and vote me in to be your fascist dictator. And after that, you don't have to ever worry about voting again. He's doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on this ridiculous statement he already made this weekend. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is another sign that either Donald Trump is really intelligent and he is serious about being a dictator, or this is a sign that he's not so serious and that he's unstable mentally, he's experiencing cognitive decline, and he's a 78-year-old senior citizen that shouldn't be on the ballot, but unfortunately, his party put him on the ballot because they continue to engage in elder abuse. I think it's the latter more than I think it's the first, and because of that, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I need you to do? Join me in giving Donald Trump and his deranged supporters once again another round of what? Booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I don't got much time, and then I got to open up the boxes. And I know a lot of the Trump supporters are in this live right now, and they're scared. Go run to Snuggles if you're scared. Go run to Snuggles live, MAGA, if you're scared, because Snuggles will lie to you, and he'll try to make you feel good. Over here, I promise you, I'm your worst nightmare. I have no allegiance to MAGA in any capacity. Look at this, MAGA. Look at this. Look at this right there. You see that? No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet like you. All right? I get on TikTok, I get busy, and then I get out of here and I get to doing what I love to do. All right? But you better listen to the stuff that I'm saying. All right? And you better get your souls right, because a lot of you Trump supporters still don't get it. You're on your way straight to the pits of hell. Unfit for any office. Donald Trump was slammed for ranting like a lunatic last night. This is what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Kamala Harris has this man spooked.
Before I was elected as vice president, before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, I've mentioned, of California, and before that I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain.
Tell him, Kamala.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And so do I. We all know his type. 78-year-old criminal. He spent his whole life getting a PhD in being a criminal from Trump University. Sick stuff. Donald Trump early this morning came under fire for a social media post made overnight. Trump took to Truth Social at around 2 a.m. You would think at 2 a.m. he's trying to save this country possibly from an attack from our adversaries. But no, he's up at 2 a.m. in all caps posts, making false claims and referred to himself exclusively in the third person. Quote, Russia never invaded Ukraine under Trump. Iran never invaded Israel under Trump, the former president exclaimed before claiming, quote, nobody invaded anybody under Trump. Somebody did. Somebody invaded that diaper, I'm pretty sure. China never even thought of invading Taiwan under Trump. Quote, biggest embarrassment in Afghanistan would have never happened under Trump. There was no inflation under Trump. The ex-president claimed what a different world it would be under Trump. How many of you Trump supporters want to be under Donald Trump? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to be under Donald Trump, MAGA. Please, I love to see it. All right, let me see. We got some nasty folks out here. He already invited them on a date. He already invited you on a date. So how many of y'all want to be under this nasty 78-year-old man? This is some sick stuff y'all gotten yourselves into. The commenters were quick to slam Trump. So his own supporters are once again attacking him. It's not the Democrats. It's his own supporters going after him. On Truth Social wrote, this is more proof you are unfit for any office whatsoever. Ranting like a lunatic in the middle of the night, the user added. Trump is the enemy of the American people. Another person wrote, wow, a rambling Trump on Fox News today, and it really seems like he is backing out of debating Kamala Harris. He's such a coward. He knows she would wipe the floor with him. This is his own supporter saying this to him, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't know who's on Truth Social talking to this guy, right? Don Old. That's funny because you can't spell Donald without the word old, right? Have you forgotten you stated Russia invading was brilliant? Quote, That withdrawal was your idea. Could you manage not to lie your way every hour of the day? Another user wrote, Donald Trump, it's 2 a.m. on Wednesday, and Donald Trump is rage posting all caps lunacy on his failed social media platform about terrible Kamala is how she's needed a concert to attract people in Georgia. LOL, no. And how nobody invaded under Trump. MAGA, what an unfit weirdo. Ladies and gentlemen, can we type the word unfit in the chat? I want MAGA to see this. Can we type the word unfit? All right. Because I got to move on to our next topic, all right? But I want to get a couple of unfits out there before I move on. Let's type unfit, ladies and gentlemen. You see this, MAGA? You see this, MAGA, unfit? You see this? Look at all these people typing unfit. Look at all these people. We got 900 plus people in the live right now. And look at all these people saying unfit. All right, ladies and gentlemen? I knew it. See, this is a sign that the American people are waking up and they're fed up with Donald Trump and his deranged MAGA cult. Yeah. We're about to get over 100. That's what I wanted to get to. We're over 100. Over 100 people have already said in this live, Donald Trump is unfit. And he's weird. And we do not want him ever in the White House again. The only house we want him in is the big house, a.k.a. prison. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yes, please continue to tap the screen and share the live, ladies and gentlemen. Send this live to every single Trump supporter you know, because there's some truth here that might actually help them get out of the cult. That's what I'm about, all right? Like I said, I'm not out here to date anybody. You can leave that to, I'm not out here dating. No, I'm here to make sure MAGA never, ever gets in that White House again. The mission is clear, all right? Now let's move it along to our next topic, all right? Because, you know, Trump supporters hate it when you bring up his weird past, right? The E. Jean Carroll case. How many of them hate when you bring up E. Jean Carroll? It happened so long ago, Zeus. This is what they say. Well, guess what, MAGA? We got some more updates about E. Jean Carroll. All right, and this is because that weird guy that's 78 years old that you're voting for can't zip it. All right? E. Jean Carroll will get another chance to kick Donald Trump's butt. All right? It looks like Donald Trump may be once again heading back to court before the polls open in November. And he'll once again be going head-to-head with author E. Jean Carroll. A federal appeals court has scheduled oral arguments for September 6th as part of Trump's appeal of May 23rd verdict in his first trial against Carroll. At the time, a jury unanimously found Trump liable for defamation and SA and ordered him to pay $5 million. Lawyers for Carroll filed a motion to a federal appeals court in May this year to expedite Trump's appeal, arguing that Trump would use his campaign as an excuse not to sit in court. Quote, Donald J. Trump has demonstrated a clear pattern of dilatory obstructionist and bad faith conduct throughout these proceedings, the motion said, with pendency of the general presidential election campaign, not to mention several active state and federal criminal proceedings. Mr. Trump may well contend that any oral arguments scheduled for later in 2024 must be deferred until early 2025, at which point he could be preparing for inauguration and awaiting another criminal trial. While Trump will likely try to worm his way out of the very proceeding he requested, it seems some people are very much looking for it. I'm ready, Carroll wrote on a post. And in January, he paid a hefty bond and filed to appeal the verdict in another case against Carroll after a jury ordered that he fork out a whopping $83 million for repeatedly defaming this woman. If oral arguments proceed as planned, they will take place in less than 2 weeks before the president is scheduled to attend a sentencing hearing for his 34 criminal count conviction in the hush money case. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, whether we're talking about civil court, whether we're talking about criminal court, one thing is crystal clear. This weird old man that you all seem to be obsessed with keeps getting his butt kicked by E. Jean Carroll, the woman he raped. And this is a sign of more to come. Donald Trump's worst nightmares are coming to pass, ladies and gentlemen. And because of that, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump, once again, another round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
And as you can see, we got Trump supporters in the chat right now, super upset right now. They're saying, Zeus, please stop steamrolling us. We're tired. Wave the white flag then, MAGA. Go ahead, wave the white flag if you want Zeus to stop, all right? And that's not going to help you, all right? And like I said at the top of my show, if you don't like the way that I'm running my broadcast, you know what to do.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. Couple more topics and then I'll open up the boxes. I just want to call this out. Merrick Garland slams the dismissal of Donald Trump's classified documents case. He says, do I look like someone who would make that basic mistake? All right, let's talk about it real quickly. All right, I just want to get this on the record.
Do I look like somebody who would make that? More than 20 years, I was a federal judge. Do I look like somebody who would make that basic mistake about the law?
No, you don't.
I don't think so. Our position is that it's constitutional and valid. That's why we appealed. I will say that this is the same process of appointing special counsel as was followed in the previous administration and the special counsel Durham and special counsel Mueller in multiple special counsels over the decades going back to Watergate and the special prosecutor in that case. Till now, every single court, including the Supreme Court, that has considered the legality of a special counsel appointment has upheld it.
Bingo. So what he's speaking about is, Donald Trump has a corrupt judge out there in Florida with the classified documents case, who is pretty much Donald Trump's criminal defense attorney out there. The judge is his defense attorney. And they dismissed the case talking about, he shouldn't have appointed Jack Smith. And Merrick Garland is going on record saying, do you think I'm that? I got to keep it clean on TikTok, all right? Do you think I would make that kind of basic mistake and appoint someone to be over the case that isn't qualified to be over the case? Obviously, that's not true, all right? What she is doing, this is real election interference. She's trying to get a Supreme Court appointment by Donald Trump in the event that he wins, all right? This is another sign that Donald J. Trump is corrupt. And so are the people that are helping him be as corrupt as he is. This is not a country that we want to live in. We don't want to see Donald Trump turn this country into a banana republic, right? Oh, wait a second. Lies, you're living in their... Oh, okay, Brandon. I got something for you, Brandon. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Brandon. All right, Brandon turns wrenches. And Brandon must turn a lot of other nasty things. I can't even say it on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Brandon and Whiskey, we're going to call him Whiskey D, because that's disgusting, right? What they deserve. Another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
Hey, Whiskey, I'm about to open up the boxes. I expect you to be front and center when I open up those boxes, all right? Because you seem to have a lot of things to say, and I want to know how intelligent you are. So Whiskey, while I'm getting these boxes warmed up, Whiskey, could you do us all a favor? Go and get your degree from Trump University and bring that to us, all right? Because what I want you to do is show us your degree from Trump University, Whiskey, before you open your mouth, all right? Because see, I only want to talk to the best and the brightest. Only the best and the brightest from MAGA. If you don't got that degree from Trump University, Whiskey, do me a huge favor and sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. Yeah, I don't care if you like me. I don't care. You think I got out here on TikTok so I could be friends with you, Whiskey? Have you lost? Clearly you have. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move it along to the final part of the show, and then I got to open up these boxes. All right, and you know exactly what this is about. I'm going to go straight into it because we don't have much time. So I want to make sure we all understand what happened on January 6th. Yes, I have another seditionist, treasonous traitor situation, all right, to address in the kingdom. We are about to send another Trump supporter straight to the pits of hell. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're so excited. So, to the Trump supporters, I want you all to understand that the 2020 election was not rigged, all right? Quiet as it is kept. You know this statement that Trump made? You remember when Trump said this?
Get out and vote. Do those beautiful absentee ballots, or just make sure your vote gets counted. Make sure.
No, it wasn't,
because
Brandon.
the only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that. It's the only way we're going to lose this election. So we have to be very careful. Now look, this is more than this election. That's a big statement. The only way they're going to win is that way.
You hear that? So he's suggesting the only way that the Democrats are going to win is if the election was rigged. All right? This is how January 6th happened, ladies and gentlemen. Whiskey doesn't like it when I tell you this. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom in the chat, who got in the box and he lied his butt off yesterday, they don't like it when I tell you this story, but I'm going to tell you. So, in a nutshell, the writing was on the wall. Donald Trump was not going to get elected. After all, look at the unemployment. Through the roof. During the height of the pandemic, all right, we were in a civil unrest, social unrest because of the George Floyd thing that took place. You know what happened in George Floyd. Donald Trump was using that as a photo opportunity to send the National Guards at BLM protesters. The country was in complete disarray. But remember Donald Trump? Under Trump, none of this happened. Remember under Trump, MAGA? Under Trump, none of this stuff happened. Only his deranged supporters believe him. It all happened, and we all saw it. The writing was on the wall. Donald Trump wasn't going to get reelected. So what happened? Well, the results of the election came out, all right, and we all saw this, ladies and gentlemen. And Biden beat the brakes off of Donald Trump. He beat Donald Trump so bad, Donald Trump went home crying, all right? And so when Trump realized he lost, they said, Trump, get out there and concede to Joe Biden, and let's get started with the transition. He agreed to do it, but then he got in front of all of his supporters, and old Donnie started to get back into what he loves to do, grift, lie, and all of the above, right? What did Donald Trump do when he got in front of his supporters on election night? Did he concede to Joe Biden? No. This is what he did.
We won Texas by 700,000 votes, and they don't even include it in the tabulations. It's also clear that we have won Georgia.
He didn't win Georgia.
We're up by 2.5% or 117,000 votes with only 7% left. They're never going to catch us. They can't catch us.
They can't catch us.
Likewise, we've clearly won North Carolina. We're up 1.4%.
Here we go.
Or 77,000 votes with only approximately 5% left. They can't catch us.
They can't catch us. They can't catch us. See how he's telling on himself? What he's saying is they can't catch us committing these crimes, right? What else did Donald Trump say that night, MAGA?
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened?
What?
They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
No, it wasn't.
300.
You hear him lying to you, MAGA? He's lying to you, telling you he won states he didn't really win. And guess what? You all believed him. You believed him. You believed Fox News. You believed all of his little soldiers in Congress. You all got played. But then listen to this. He did a Houdini magic trick on your special behinds. He actually convinced you that he won. Listen to how he convinced his supporters that he won, all right?
We had such a big
North
Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. So our goal now is to...
Only someone with a degree from Trump University would believe this. So again, to all the Trump supporters that believe this, bring the screenshot of your degree from Trump University, all right? Because I want to make sure you're qualified to even speak on this. But this was clearly a lie. But it was told so good that it allowed him to move on to the next phase of his attack. And people are saying, well, Zeus, what was his next phase or next plan of attack? Well, I'll tell you what it was, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me, please bear with me. I'll tell you what the next phase of his attack was. Here we go. He did this. Attention! All Trump supporters! I lost to Joe Biden and I'm very, very angry. So what I need you all to do is to send me all the money that you have. Yeah, whatever you got under the mattress. Empty out your checking and your savings account and those 401ks. And heck, I take crypto. Send that all to me because I'm very, very angry, all right? But then after that, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to meet me in Washington, D.C. Yes, at an event that I'm hosting with me and my friends. It's called Stop the Steal. All right, it's a big scheme that I'm running on America. And MAGA, can you say scheme? Hey, MAGA, can you say scheme? Remember, none of this happened under Trump. Remember? Just say scheme with me if you can, please. Yeah, come to Washington, D.C. Be there at this big protest on January 6th. Be there, we'll be wild. You know, his Trump supporters, they say, wow, an opportunity to be wet and wild with our daddy. You know, because they've been waiting to do it. And they said, you know what? Your wish is my command. They sent them all their money. And then one by one, you know what they started to do? They started to make that trek to Washington, D.C. And how did his deranged supporters get to Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen? Well, you guessed it. Take a look at this vehicle of choice, this mass transportation vehicle. It's called a U-Haul. How many of you know what a U-Haul is? I think that one's a Ford version of it, all right? All right, 2 tires in the front, and I think you got 4 tires in the back, and look at how many of them fit in the back. You know who was in the back of that U-Haul, ladies and gentlemen? You know who it was. One of these, you know, we call them the white supremacist groups, all right? These are his foot soldiers, by the way. And take a look at them. Look at these white supremacists that went to meet up with Donald Trump. Look at them right there. Patriot Front. You know who you are. Probably some of you in my chat right now. Patriot Front. You see that they're wearing that mask. These are the same people that couldn't wear a mask during the pandemic. But you know what? When it's time to be racist and commit crimes, they have no problem wearing those masks. And they could breathe through them just fine, right? It's almost like they got gills. You know, because fish, underwater creatures, they have gills. They can breathe underwater. It's like they got gills when it's time to mask up and be racist and criminals. Yeah. These are the people that made that trek to Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen. And when they got to Washington, D.C., you know who they ran into? This is the pipe bomber. Yeah. Or some of us like to call her Marjorie Trader Greene. And we say that because look at the shoes. They look the same. And I hear the walk is just the same too. But you know, some of us also call her Three Toes. All right, she's Three Toes, and she's 6 toes down on January 6th. You know that means something when you're 6 toes down on January 6th. One of you QAnon conspiracy theorists, please look into that, all right? And what did Marjorie Taylor Greene tell these Trump supporters? Listen to what she told them.
If we have a sea of people, if we shut down the streets, if we shut down everything, if we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the buildings.
You don't own those buildings, MAGA. That was another lie you believed. All right? And she gaslit you to go along with the big lie that the big dog Donald J. Trump was telling you. And so now that you're ready to break the law and enter into the United States Capitol, all you need is your daddy, Donald J. Trump, to give you the directives to do it. Right? So let's find out what Donald Trump did then that day. All right? Now I need you all to, walk with me on this one, just a very quick bit. All right? Donald Trump, we go to the White House, and there's an exchange that took place between his then Vice President, Mike Pence, all right, and him. He moseys on into the office, and he says, Mike Pence, old buddy, old pal, I got everything in motion. I got the fake elector scheme. Can you say scheme, MAGA? MAGA, can you say scheme? He says, I got the fake elector scheme in motion, all right? And I got my soldiers waiting for me at the ellipse. All I need you to do, Mike Pence, is that one thing you and I talked about. Don't you dare certify those votes for Joe Biden. Mike Pence, he grew a little spine that day. And he said, unfortunately, Mr. President, I can't do that. Because in order for me to do that, it would require me to place you above the United States of America's Constitution. A document that our founding fathers and the framers fought and bled for. A document to this day Americans continue to fight and bleed for. And frankly, Mr. President, I don't think anyone asking me to do such a thing is fit to be president of these United States. You don't think Mike Pence said that? You don't think he said that? Hold on, let me see if we can get Pence on the record.
Irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. And what the President maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly, the president was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th that it wouldn't come to this, because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
You did do your duties under the Constitution that day, Mike Pence. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Pence. And I don't even like Mike Pence, but I'm saying thank you. So Donald Trump, as you can hear, was told this, and he was visibly flustered. So he leans into Mike Pence's airspace, and he says, Mike Pence, and he spit on his lip. That's disgusting when Trump spits on your lip, right? And he says, buddy, you know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest. And he called him the nasty P word. You know, the same P words you Christians heard him use on that infamous Access Hollywood tape right before you went and voted for him. Yeah, that same P word. And then he says, I'll take care of this myself. And he tells security to take him to the ellipse to meet up with his troops. Secret Service says, Mr. President, we don't think that's a great idea because those people are armed to the T. They got metal whips to change things that'll electrocute you. And they got this thing called demon spray. Trump goes, demon spray? What's demon spray? And they say, well, listen, you take some pepper spray, some bear spray, and maybe even some wasp spray, and you put a little orange dye into it, right? And then you say a little seance over a little prayer or whatever, and then what happens is you shake it up and you spray it on somebody, and they end up getting possessed with the MAGA demon. Trump says they got that kind of stuff. Yes, Mr. President. And he goes, because he's a stable genius, I don't care. Take me to be with my troops. They're not bringing that stuff to hurt me. At the time, that was true. And they said, you know what, you're right. So they put him in the limo and they decided to drive him to the Capitol at the Ellipse, right? And we all saw what happened when he got to the Ellipse. He got on stage in front of his supporters. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I say about that? Trench coat, leather gloves. Leather gloves definitely are synonymous for crimes. Think OJ, right? And I remembered this. I was watching this from my living room, right? And I seen this guy getting on stage doing this. And I said, this is not going to end well. He's about to commit the OJ Simpson of 2020. He's about to be OJ of 2020. He's doing it. And he got on stage and he encouraged his supporters to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Yeah, he did. So he's telling his soldiers to get ready to go on the attack. And this was on their minds because listen to all the other rhetoric that was being said that day.
Who hides evidence? Criminals hide evidence, not honest people. So, over the next 10 days,
right,
we get to see the machines that are crooked, the ballots that are fraudulent, and if we're wrong, we will be made fools of.
And you have been.
But if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail.
Wrong.
So,
here he goes.
Let's have trial by combat.
All of us here today do not want to see our election victory stolen by emboldened radical left Democrats, which is what they're doing, and stolen by the fake news media. That's what they've done and what they're doing. We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved.
You hear that? So he's encouraging his soldiers to engage in heinous acts of violence. And violence was on their mind because we actually have recordings of some of the supporters that day. In particular, how many of you know who this lady was? This was Ashley Babbitt, one of Donald Trump's radicalized foot soldiers. She had been radicalized by Donald Trump. She had been radicalized by Fox News. And listen to what she was saying.
Where is everybody? Huh? Where is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this migrant camp. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the world. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. There's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There was a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue hatred to Trump. And it was amazing. We could see the president talk. We are now walking down the inaugural path to the Capitol building. 3 million plus people.
3 million of us people. She's referring to MAGA, Trump supporters. She's not talking about Nancy Pelosi. She's not talking about BLM. She's not talking about Antifa. She's not talking about the FBI. She is talking about MAGA. Ashley Babbitt was one of Donald Trump's foot soldiers on January 6th. And we all remember what happened to Ashley, right, ladies and gentlemen? This is the moment right before Ashley Babbitt went inside the Capitol and found out the hard way that maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump lied to me, and it cost her dearly. Listen to this moment. See, that's the moment right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life, ladies and gentlemen. She lost her life because Donald J. Trump lied to her. He refused to concede to Joe Biden. All right? She was radicalized by his rhetoric. And what did Donald J. Trump do when he found out that Ashley Babbitt had lost her life, ladies and gentlemen? One of his foot soldiers, a woman he claims he protects. He didn't protect her. What did he do when he found out that one of his foot soldiers lost her life? Let me tell you what he did.
Is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the crime scene of January 6th that millions and millions of Americans remembered. This was not a peaceful movement like BLM was. Absolutely not. This was not a tourist visit that had gone awry. All right? This was a crime scene planned and organized by Donald J. Trump and his inner circle all the way down to his foot soldiers. Yes. And for the record, this happened under Donald Trump. So when he gets out there and he says none of this stuff happened under him, I want you all to know he's a liar. And you know what? This story today is going to sting a little bit, but I'm going to tell it because we have another seditionist, treasonous traitor, ladies and gentlemen, that's been brought to justice. All right. So now that we've revisited January 6th, let me provide you all with today's latest update. All right. And you tell me what you think of this story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is one for the history books for sure. This is one for the history books. A January 6th defendant, horrified by Fox News' ongoing misinformation while blaming the lies sold to him and millions of others. Defendant David Howard blamed Fox News for pushing the lies sold to him and millions of others for resulting in his role in the Capitol riot in 2021, which came after the media convinced him the preceding presidential election was rigged against former President Donald Trump. So he's blaming the media for him believing the big lie, now that he's on his way to jail. Howard is facing multiple charges for his role in the riot that took place on January 6th and is due to face sentencing on August 2nd. According to court documents, the defendant is charged with entering a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct in the Capitol building or grounds, and demonstrating in a Capitol building. In a remorseful arguments submitted to the court, Howard is seeking mercy at sentencing, saying, quote, he regretted succumbing to the influences and is horrified by their ongoing influence and effect. The courtroom document continued, quote, he is and was simply a small town man who between the years of 2014 and 2020 followed the media and the news, which much of his small town community seemed to follow. Fox News. So he says it's Fox News. Mr. Howard bought the lies sold to him and millions of others for many years, and especially in the wake of the 2020 election. The document added, now again, Mr. Howard is horrified by the ongoing misinformation, influence, and effect, and veers away from that. He veers away from it now. He focuses his time and energy on his work and his family, especially his young children. In a further clause, the defense document emphasizes that Mr. Howard had no intention ever of engaging in the actions which led to his arrest. He came to Washington, D.C. from Dallas via Miami on January 6th alone, because he was led to believe from his local media and large swaths of the community around him at home that his vote for Mr. Trump in 2020 had been stolen, that the election had been stolen. All right? Wow. You see now? His eyes have been opened. He now sees the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Howard is now awake. He's woke. He now realizes he's been lied to by Donald Trump now that he's sitting there in front of a judge. Unfortunately, Mr. Howard is a little too late. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do to this seditionist, treasonous traitor? Because unfortunately, I don't buy it. There were too many people like ourselves telling this guy this was a lie, but he didn't believe it. He chose Donald Trump over the truth. So ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly what we got to do. Join me in giving David Howard what he deserves. A round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. And since he wants to be, what do you call it? He wants to be a soldier so bad in Donald J. Trump's Confederate Army, right? He wanted to be a soldier for Donald Trump so bad. Let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You hear that, MAGA? He lured you to the United States Capitol, got you all in a nasty situation. Some of you lost your life. Some of you went to prison. And then he gets on national television and tells you, you do not represent this country and you will pay. And now you need to work on uniting together with the Democrats. Do you understand why I'm telling you this man is playing you all like a fiddle? You know what I've been saying, ladies and gentlemen, before I open up these boxes, you know what I got to cover. First off, Trump supporters, get out of the circus right now. All right? It's a circus. And you know it's a circus because he does exactly what a clown does. A clown wears makeup. Look at this knucklehead right there. Every day he wakes up, paints his face orange. Oh, don't I look so good? The clown wears a wig. He puts that bird's nest smack dab right there on his cranium. You ever seen a clown's outfit? You know, got that thing around its waist with that ridiculous suit? Check this guy out. He wears the diaper. He puts on that same crumpled blue suit and wears that ridiculous red tie. He interviewed on Fox News 2 days in a row wearing the same suit. Has anyone asked this man who's changing his diaper? Seriously, this is sick stuff. This is elder abuse, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how you all keep doing it. But like I said, he's a clown. He's running the most successful circus we've ever seen in our lifetime. All right? And you know it's a circus because look at the stuff he's selling you. Golden shoes. You don't need golden shoes except for in Trump's circus. Trump bucks. You don't need Trump bucks except for in his circus. Trump NFTs, Trump stocks, Trump University, Trump charities, Trump. Emptying out your entire life savings for this guy who claims to be a billionaire. And then you're on this app looking like a bunch of deranged people. He got you walking that tightrope of lies, jumping through those hoops of misinformation, disinformation for him. You're defending things you shouldn't even have to defend if you were really a Christian. How are you going to be a Christian and defend this guy hanging out with Epstein? Think, MAGA. Think. I know it's hard, but you got to start thinking at some point in your life. Speaking at some point in your life, ladies and gentlemen, I got some bad news for you Trump supporters. How many of y'all heard about that Trump train? You all heard about that Trump train? Well, I want you to know I've heard about that Trump train too. I sure have. They said, Zeus, you should get on the Trump train. I looked into the Trump train. And you know what I found out? That Trump train is a first-class trip straight to hell. Lake of fire. It is. They say, Zeus, how is it a lake of fire? And they asked me to break it down for them. So I want to break it down to MAGA why I say it the way that I say it. I've always maintained that anyone who is a Trump supporter is guaranteed to get the ultimate MAGA reward. What is the ultimate MAGA reward? Jail. And if you do not get your soul right, hell. With the chapter 11 in between. Chapter 11 means you're going broke. Take a look at Rudy Giuliani, right? And they say, well, Zeus, how will it happen? So I want to help you Trump supporters understand how this is going to happen. You're going to take your last breath on this earth before you go and meet your maker. All right? And when you go to meet your maker, you're going to be on that so-called Trump train thinking you're going to be smiling with Jesus, right? They're going to be thinking they get ready to party with Jesus, right? They ride into the Trump train and they go into the pearly gates. They got their belongings. The train stops. They grab their belongings and I'm going to get on there and party with Jesus. Security's going to stop you and say, stop right where you're at. You're going to go, yes, I belong here. No, you don't. Why don't I belong here? Well, I've looked at your record and unfortunately you didn't worship this God. You worship Donald Trump. All right. And we got proof of it. And you know, I don't like any other gods before me, right? You know that. It's in the good book. Well, that's not true. No. I'm a Christian. And security is going to play back the footage of everything you've done, especially what you've done on this app, TikTok, all over social media. And they go, is that you? Lying? Spewing Donald Trump's lies? Is that you? Rejecting the truth? And you're going to try to say it's not you, but we're going to have your username and we're going to have you on record and they're going to play all the information back to you and you're going to go, oh, that is me. Yeah. So you're not qualified to get into these pearly gates. What you need to do is bow the knee Say Jesus is Lord, right? And then I need you to get back in your seat on that Trump train and buckle up and get your belongings because they're going with you. You're going to break down and you're going to start crying. Oh, I got to go straight to hell. Yeah. You're going to go straight to hell with this guy and all the other MAGA demons, right? You're going to go sit in that train, and that train's going to take off while you're in tears. Goodbye! 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 May you rest in hell where you belong. Lake of fire. And that's how it's going to end for every single one of you so-called Christians that are supporting Donald Trump. Like I've been saying, y'all better get out of that cult before it's too late. All right? You really do. And my last message to you Trump supporters is you better listen to this woman who figured it out before it was too late. You better listen to her.
To the Christians, do not be deceived. Stop thinking that everybody who waves a flag and shouts freedom is your friend and a good person because we have people like this trying to join up in the movements. I found this out the hard way. I found it out the hard way. That not everybody is in things for the same reasons you are. I was in the People's Convoy, and what a fucking disappointment that ended up being. What a disappointment to find out that these people that you were with, they weren't like you. They didn't care about the country. They were a bunch of grifting motherfucking live streamers that wanted to make money off of the people in America who were hardworking and sending their money, little old ladies, old men, people who had to wait for their paychecks so they could give a little bit of money to help people drive around and shout freedom and fight for freedom. And to find out that it was really for nothing. To find out that the people involved, a lot of the people involved that are involved in this convoy right here were really bad people. They were bad people who did not care about the causes that they joined. They used them for their own profit. How sad is that? When there's people who really fucking care. There's people who really sacrifice for the causes. They sacrifice for the causes. For real. It's in their hearts. And these kinds of motherfuckers come and attach them.
Yeah, you hear that, MAGA? Get out of that cult before it's too late. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. Let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and to tell the truth and shame the devil. All right? You know what I say. You get 3 minutes to speak your piece, all right? And then, we move on to the next guest. And like I've been saying, if you're a Trump supporter, the first thing I need you to do is to show us all that degree you got from Trump University, because there's no other way to explain your ignorance other than the fact that you've graduated from Trump University, all right, ladies and gentlemen? So let's open up the box, and we're going to bring up our first panelist, all right? Who do we got? Bama, you want to come back? You want to come back, Bama? All right, come on up, Bama. You want to talk to Big Zeus?
Zeus.
You got an echo.
Why don't you bring up Snuggles on here where me and him can get your ass for telling them damn lies? Come on now.
You think you and Snuggles are enough?
Oh yes, I guarantee you. Bring him up if you got the guts.
Yeah. Well, go find Snuggles because you have an echo. All right. And in the meantime, Bama, once again, you keep coming up here to get embarrassed. Ladies and gentlemen, Bama hasn't been on a date in 20 years. And you can tell, right? He's what we call one of those incels, all right? And now he wants me to go on a double date with him and Snuggles. This is what I'm saying. Donald Trump sending out invites for them to go to dinner with him. He wants to get in the box and invite Zeus on a double date with Snuggles. No, Bama. First of all, I don't even, you know what? Let's just get straight to it, all right? You know, join me in giving Bama once again another round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
If you're hungry, Bama, all right, you don't need to invite me out on a date because I'm not paying for a thing, number one. Number two, stop sending Donald Trump the money that you got and maybe use it to feed yourselves, all right? Whatever you and Snuggles like to do after hours, keep that to yourself. We're trying to run a show today, Bama, and we don't need to know what you and Snuggles like to do. Seriously, this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. These Trump supporters, they have nothing. They have nothing other than just nasty stuff. Again, sheesh. Let's move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's move on to, ooh, I got my good friend Jess. Jess, how are you doing this morning? All right.
Oh, great. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Another day in the kingdom, you know, just tending to the affairs. Right, Ange? No decorum.
Absolutely. So I saw the rally last night. Did you?
Hey.
It was amazing.
Right?
Absolutely beautiful. And there was a young man that went viral because he was dancing to Kendrick and singing along to Not Like Us.
Really?
He's actually the president for Democrats of Georgia.
Oh!
The younger crowd is getting out there and doing. Yeah, Connor was lit, Tiffany. But I also wanted to bring up, you know, it's wild. All their insults are very petty. Very petty towards Kamala. She's actually quite productive as a VP. It's just funny that they think we don't know her accomplishments because VP is typically overshadowed by the president. But to sit here and say that she didn't play a role in dang near all of Biden's policies is just an ignorant thing to say.
Spot on, spot on. I mean, they act like the insults they're coming up with are new insults. Like we've been hearing every single thing they're trying to accuse her of for decades at this point, for years, right?
Yeah, and you know what's wild is, okay, so even if she were to sleep her way to the top, what did Trump do? Sleep his way to the bottom?
That's what it is! When you're right, you're right. You're totally right.
It's so wild. They have that high and mighty judgment. They have that finger pointed out real quick.
Right.
Not pointing it right back at them.
You're telling the truth, Jess. You're telling the truth, and they know that they have been exposed at the highest level. You said Trump is sleeping his way to the bottom.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Slept his way to 34 convictions and insurmountable debt.
Yeah. And so, what do you got to say about this, right? Because you brought up the crowd size. Did it look to you like those were authentic fans and people
they
there?
Did the swag surfing without it being like asked for. There was no cues. Everything was all natural. It was so beautiful. And you know what's funny is Trump went on Truth Social and cried about how Kamala Harris needs a concert. All of a sudden, if you have a musician, it's a concert, right? But if it's Kid Rock, it's just a rally, right?
Oh, he's trying to suggest that the only reason she could get that crowd size was to have a concert?
Yeah, she's saying Meg the Stallion, or he was saying.
Okay.
She had
okay, and so he brings the circus to town every time he goes. That's the only way he gets those crowds, right? It's a circus act that he's bringing to town.
You know what's funny though is they want to talk about her. I watched Meg dance. They said that she twerked on stage. She did vigorous leg shakes at best and was in long pants. That was very tame for Meg, and I think she did absolutely amazing. I also would like to say, isn't it funny? You guys want to call out something being inappropriate, but you have Amber Rose
Yeah.
on stage?
And tell them,
Okay.
Amber,
Talk about inappropriate.
bingo.
Let's just talk about it.
Tell them,
That was
Jess. Tell them,
a
Jess.
key star. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
want to talk about a rapper? Get out of town.
Get out of town, MAGA. You keep exposing their hypocrisy, Jess. You do it so good, all right? I mean, wow. You
They're
totally
so
got it
weird.
on. Yeah, they are weird.
You're so weird. All right. Have a great day.
All right.
I love you, Zeus.
Love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Jess. If you don't like Megan Thee Stallion, all right, dancing on the stage like that, MAGA, just do us all a favor and don't look, all right? Because some of us do like it, all right? That's none of your business. Again, stay out of Democrat business, number one. But then number two, don't act like we don't know what happened in Milwaukee on Grindr, all right, MAGA? See how we catch you? They said it was the Grindr Super Bowl. Is that what they called it when the Republicans got together in Milwaukee at the RNC convention? They shut the Grindr up down. I say, wow, talk about disgusting. Y'all are some. This is why I say I refuse. I just flat out gave up. I gave up. I said I can't allow these Trump supporters to be victims around Zeus. I really can't. Who do we have right now, right here, ladies and gentlemen? Who is this? Good morning, Demetrius.
Zeus.
Greetings.
Check this out. Everybody complaining about her.
Mm-hmm.
But Biden's been sick for the last couple of years, to be honest. Off and on, he had an operation or two. Who they think been running the country?
Can you please elaborate? Because that went right over a lot of these people's heads, all right?
And doing a great job at it. She's been running the country for the last maybe year or two, to be honest, because he's been sick. Hey, listen, they say he got dementia. He's been out of it. He's been about to fall. His wife had to get him off the stage. But guess what? This country's been prospering. You know what I'm saying? And growing and moving forward.
Yeah.
Guess who's been running the country?
Would it be Madam Vice President?
Thank you. Doing a very great job of it. You know what I'm saying?
You got him. You just cooked them, Demetrius. She's serious. You just cooked these supporters. Their heads have exploded in the chat. All right. All right. So what brought that to you? How did you figure that out? Because that one snuck under the radar. And you know they're actually going around saying Biden should resign. You hear them saying this, and then you ask them, so you want Kamala to be the president right now? And then they get stuck.
Hey, listen, she's already been a president, remember? Every time he goes up on that night, he releases his power to her.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he's had like 2 operations. He's had COVID. He's been in a retired state since before he decided to step away from the race.
Yeah. Wow. So you think? Keep going. No. So do you think they planned him to drop out the way that they planned it? Do you think that was all part of the bigger plan to get Trump to bite on the bait, and then once he bit, say, you're not running against Biden, you're running against terrorists?
Well, what I think he already told everybody on this planet that he was only gonna run for one term.
Now that's true.
His term came. He wanted to run against him, but the negativity and all the distractions that came towards him, he was like, you know what? I'm too old for this shit.
Yo, keep it clean, brother, but please. Gotcha. Keep on going.
I'm too old for this, man. I don't have time to be going back and forth with this clown. Like, hell, she's the one been running. Let her deal with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And listen, they think that they getting a little. We'll say, this ain't a bad word, but they think they getting a kitty cat for when it comes to the debate.
Yeah.
Man, you getting a whole sexual assault attorney.
They ain't getting the cat. They getting the lion, leopard, one of them big cats, ain't they?
And listen, do you understand how much animosity she has against him because she is a sexual assault attorney?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
She got so much stuff built up against him. Like, oh man, oh yeah, oh that's what you want to do? Okay, I got something for you. You want to play with me? Let's do this.
Yep. Well, listen, Demetrius, I appreciate you, bro. All right, I gave you a follow, my brother. All right, and come on back. I totally appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give brother Demetrius a round of applause. No lies detected. All right, you see what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen? We are getting to it. All right, old man labor. Greetings. All right, how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I'm all right. I'm all right. What do you got for us this bright and early, my good friend?
I'm gonna sound like a complainer, but I'm gonna start talking about hosting debates on TikTok because I always host debates, and I always let Trump supporters in. And now I'm trying to question it because a lot of them are like a brick wall. You're talking to a brick wall. They say you start debating them on policy, and all they got is because Trump is better, because Trump is better. Because Trump is better, but we start talking about the details of it, and they don't have no facts. They just start going crazy, and then they start reporting and giving you violations because
wow,
wrong. Like he bullied me, or he you know. I'm like, that's my main point today.
Well, I'll say this: keep up the good work, right? Don't let what these people that are possessed with the MAGA demon, don't let what they say actually get inside of your head, because I've dealt with these people long enough. These are some of the loneliest, miserable people here in the United States. They don't care about information. They're just trying to find someone that they can transfer this negative energy onto. All right.
So should we engage them? That's my question.
At your however you feel,
you engage them, or
you could be like water. Be like water. Every now and then you gotta, go ahead and give them a little bit of the truth, and then get on out of there. Or but do not let what a Trump supporter says to you get to you. That's why I say I don't even allow them to be victims around me anymore. I used to go there with them. Oh well, this and that. Okay, maybe this is it. But after this recent attempt on Trump's life, right?
Yeah.
They showed their true colors like they've never showed them. Because I took that very, very seriously, right? And I said, the fact that even under those circumstances, they lack the ability to think critically and be honest and show any signs of integrity. I said, you know what? These people are done. They're done. There's no... You only could get to the ones that are crying like this woman that figured out after they got their money taken. Okay, you can talk to them. They might figure it out. Or when they get in front of a judge, okay, you can talk to them. But these other knuckleheads on the app, oh no, these are some of the worst of the worst. The scum of the earth.
Like I saw Neil Cavuto was even frustrated because the senator started calling her some derogatory names, sexist names, and racial names, and he told them, listen, please, I don't think that's gonna win. And he was trying to steer them like away from it, but they couldn't help themselves.
They can't. They can't, because that's all MAGA knows. They know hatred. They know evil. They know crime. They don't know how to operate when they're, in the light, doing, having their work speak for itself, how to have integrity. They don't understand how that works because they've never done it in their life. And that's just what it is.
My last question is, which one of the two candidates is going to bring the country together? That's what you have to ask yourself.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Vice President Harris.
Exactly. That was my point. My last point. Okay.
All right. Well, listen, old man labor, keep up the great work. Don't let these folks try to paint themselves as victims. They're not victims. They are the harassers and the abusers. They are the ones who attacked the Capitol on January 6th, not you. All right?
Yeah. I wish they would reach across the aisle and say, we're going to bring the country together. But not even Trump could give that type of speech, like Obama type speech.
Nope.
Obama gave the speech that he was going to bring everyone together, doesn't care what party you're in.
Exactly.
Never heard it. Not once.
Exactly. Well, listen up, old man. Thank you so much, my good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give old man a round of applause. I seen a MAGA demon in the chat. All right. I see the MAGA demon in the chat. I don't care about MAGA demons. Let's see what this MAGA demon Underdog has to say about Zeus. And I saw the other one there. Underdog, come on up here. Bring your special behind up here. You know what I say? If you put it in the chat, be prepared to get called upon and say it in the box. Because if you don't want to get in the box and say it, you know what? I tell my mods, put him on mute. Don't be disturbing those of us who want to hear the truth with your evil rhetoric. If you don't want to get in the box, moderators, do what you do. Mute these knuckleheads, all right? If they keep, especially if I call them out and tell them to get in the box. Let me see. I saw the other MAGA demon, all right? I saw someone else in there. I saw, yeah. Okay, Underdog. I invited Underdog up. Now I'm going to invite Deranged Miles. J Sims 3427. Thank you for the subscription. I just invited Miles up. Miles, I invited you up. And if you don't decide to come up, if we see another comment in the chat, the moderators, I've given them authority to do whatever they want with you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't want anyone disturbing anybody up here that's being honest and telling the truth. Thank you, Little Hawk. Soldier, Little Hawk is not playing today. I love it. All righty then. All right. Who do we have next? Goats. Goats are us. Good morning. How are you doing? Are you feeling better?
Oh, much better, Zeus. Thank you. How are you
last
doing?
Last time we spoke, you said some of those bees got to you, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you survived that. Seriously. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you got for us this morning, if you don't mind?
Isn't it a shame that all these MAGAs are, laughing about how much Kamala's happy in life? You know, all of us here on the left, we're happy. It's unfortunate for them that they're not happy. That's part of life, being happy. And, we can all agree what they are unhappy about. They know that Kamala Harris is going to be their president. They are upset and they're not happy about it. So we're excited about it, guys.
Yeah.
And there's a little article on MSNBC that Trump is pointing out the North Korea leader, how the people set at attention for him. Well, Trump said he wants his people to be just like that. And that is wild.
But you know his supporters, they will listen to that and they'll tell you you're making that up. But you know what? They call it arguing in the alternative, right? Even if that is true, they would be more than happy to do that for Donald Trump. They would be more than happy to worship him because after all, he's going to fix this country.
Right?
In their minds.
Yeah. And then I think it was Ange that brought it up the other day about her son being in the military. Thank him for his service. But I've been talking to several different guys that I'm still friends with that's in the military, and they was a little down about, how President Biden, was getting old and whatnot. But Zeus, their attitudes, they said, have absolutely changed, and they are so excited. Got one in Fort Carson, Colorado, that said his unit is just all behind Kamala Harris. And they're just excited. And I have one buddy that I served with. He was a Trump. We lost communications, and Monday, out of the blue, I got a message from him. Guess what?
What did he say?
He sees the bright side.
What did he say?
He said, I'm sorry for, all the years that we haven't associated with. He said, but I got to go with you. He said, he's still in the National Guard.
Yeah.
He said he's not going to have a felon, this commander-in-chief, a SAer, be his commander-in-chief.
Thank goodness.
In the bright side. And the tiny tank, I'm going to try this, Zeus. I haven't ever done this, but can you see anything? Hold on, let me.
Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, the one that got up here and lied his butt off yesterday?
Yes, Tiny Tank Top Tom.
Yeah.
I was feeding my goats there yesterday, and I had my phone down, and they are very investigative. And when you turn that camera on, I have one right there, the little baby. She had a freaking seizure, bro. You got to warn us. She had a seizure.
I'm so sorry for that goat.
So, please,
I'm so sorry that.
Warn us next time, Tiny. And
Thank you. What's
when
that?
we go into a MAGA live and we don't agree, of course, with nothing they're saying, we leave. But yet you got these guys, Snuggles, that comes back daily. That's just, they believe it. They really believe what's going on here in your life, or else they wouldn't be here daily.
So you're saying Snuggles and his minions that come up in here, I wouldn't even call them minion, his cult members, when they come into this live, they're really here because they know the truth is here.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and then
I
I went
agree.
into Snuggles live yesterday, and it didn't last but about 3 minutes. He was saying President Biden is now upset, and he's wanting to rerun, and they're going to drop Harris. Well, that live didn't last very long. I mean, it was right after your live ended yesterday.
Yeah, wow.
It a few minutes.
Wow, Snuggles is once again lying. Well, listen, Goats, you did a great job catching him in his lies. And yeah, that's why I tell Snuggles he might as well just give up TikTok because it's not working for him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All right? Well, listen up, brother. All right, I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you for having me up. You guys have a great
welcome.
day.
You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Goats R Us a round of applause. All righty then. All right. Who do we have next? Oh, looks like we have a MAGA demon who's volunteered to get in the box. I think SF. Greetings. Welcome to the show.
Hey Zeus. By the way, if you take what he just said as legit, Colorado is a Democrat state anyway, so of course they're going to be for Harris.
I mean, what is your grievance? All right, because you have zero credibility when you start off. You do
Well,
know
actually,
that.
I have credibility because my unit of 125 strong is for Trump, and they're not for Harris. And never
Where's your-
has been for Biden. So let's
Where's
get
your
that straight.
unit? Where's your unit, bro? Did you see her crowd size yesterday?
Her crowd size ain't crap. She had 68 the other day and walked out. Trump has outnumbered her in rallies, every freaking rally, Zeus. Come
You don't get it. This is
Come
why we
on.
have these shows. This is why we do these shows. Trump won't even debate.
That's
this
not
woman.
true. Kamala Harris says she don't want to debate. They came out and said it would not be appropriate to debate.
When? You got that on audio?
It just came out about 2 or 3 days ago. So let's get that straight. Let's get
Would
that
you
straight.
would you happen to have the audio? Because a lot of people in the chat are saying you're lying.
Actually, I'm sitting at break. I don't have a computer near me. I don't have audio, but that is the truth. They have called it out.
Well, why did Kamala make the statement yesterday at her rally saying, "Say it to my face"?
What do you think she is? She's a liar, man. She called 18 and 24-year-olds stupid. She flip-flops now saying one thing she's against.
Okay. I got to stop you. Listen. You're doing it again.
Zeus. Come on, man.
Listen. You're doing it again. You sound like a victim. Seriously,
I'm not a victim.
you are a victim of Kamala Harris. Seriously, that doesn't even make sense.
Look up her record, man. Look up her record in California. The
Does she?
black
Oh,
man
okay.
she locked up.
Okay.
Come on.
Let's look. Can I do
Let's go,
this?
Zeus.
Can I do this? Let's look up her
Let's go,
record and
Zeus.
his. I looked up her record.
Judge
Zero.
Brown has come against her, Zeus.
Hey. I
Let's
looked
go.
up her record and she has 0 convictions. You know who has 34 convictions, though, right?
I don't care about that. I'm talking about her job as a DA, Attorney General from California, which matters in the White House. Come on, Zeus.
Okay. Well, wait.
Let's
It
go.
looks like she's been moving up in her career, right? She's gone from,
pads.
Attorney General to senator, right?
pads.
To vice president. I mean, to me,
Knee
that's
pads.
upward trajectory. Now, here's the
knee
thing.
pads, man.
Here's the thing. Oh,
Come
you
on,
mean
Zeus.
Trump, because you're gonna get those knee pads once Trump loses. I get it,
Oh,
and you don't gotta
you're
use
having knee pads,
you don't gotta
man.
use
That's
my
right.
rhetoric. All right, you don't gotta
Zeus,
use my rhetoric.
I can't wait, Zeus.
Okay,
Can't
yeah.
wait,
Now,
man.
let me say this because you're very charged up this morning.
Oh, I
All
am,
right?
man. I'm ready for November. Let's
Okay,
go.
so let's talk about records. So Trump got 34 convictions. He was impeached twice, right? And he lost in 2020.
Those impeachments don't mean crap because he went removed from office. Then Clinton was impeached too, right?
Okay, so the convictions don't mean nothing. The impeachments don't mean nothing. What about the fact that he lost in 2020 to Vice President Harris and Joe Biden? Does that mean anything to you?
Actually, there's no way that old man that can't walk upstairs got 81 million votes. Come on, Zeus.
Woo! You see, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, here we go. SF's time is completely up, and he's a liar. So, what I got to do? Liars will not tarry in the kingdom, all right? But he did something that all the other ones that stay on mute don't do. He got in the box and he revealed how ill-informed and how deranged he is. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do? Let's give SF a round of boos and shame because he's clearly possessed with a MAGA demon. He wants to talk about records, But when we give him Trump's record, none of that matters. Well, if it doesn't matter for Donald Trump, then Kamala's record doesn't matter either. You didn't understand that. So let's give him a round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we have this time? All right, good morning to Keisha. All right, come on, bring some sanity back to the show. All right, we do that.
You know
Yes.
what, Zeus? He
Yes, please.
remind me of yesterday
Talk to
when
him.
Nutty had to get on Drew Carey Jr. after he came up and lied. You know, with that shirt on, that it looked like he went to Thrift Stars and picked 10 for $1. Now this one coming up talking about what this woman said she won't do. When Trump clearly sat down with Overbite Laura on Fox 6 and she asked him, was he gonna debate her? And he said there's no need to. Everybody knows what she's about. He's running from the debate. It's not Kamala.
Thank you.
I'm
And
so
he
sick of
knows
them getting
that.
up here with the lies. Now all of a sudden crowd size don't matter.
Mm.
Did you hear that, Zeus? That doesn't matter. Yes, it does. We're gonna talk about crowd size because y'all talked about crowd size.
Bingo.
So we're gonna talk about crowd size every time she holds a rally. It wasn't a concert, it was a rally.
Amen. No lies detected. SF, listen up. You're getting steamrolled and cooked once again. I don't know why they do it. Keep going. Does age matter, Takesha? Does age matter?
They had a size always matters, Zeus. Always. Zeus, they had, you made me forget my thought.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
You asked me
sorry.
that question. But they had, back in the day, they had this program called Hooked on Phonics. And
I
evidently
remember.
they needed it and their parents didn't buy it. Because all of them, they read not to understand or to comprehend. They read to respond. And that's what little Stripola showed yesterday. When he got in that box and turned that camera on, I asked you to take his camera access.
Is there a way I could take someone's camera access off?
When Drew Carey
I
Jr.
could've.
come up and turn that camera on, just make sure the screen go black. Because
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that to us because we don't want to see him.
Okay,
But anyway,
okay. Thank you for reminding
he
me.
did all that, he bucked that Nutty yesterday because he really thought he had a gotcha.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he ended up being the one that looked like he had pizza on his face. They remind me of the Titanic. You know, the man said, let's make headlines.
Yeah.
Let's add the last, to the boiler. We're going to get there early.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they
What'd they
all
do?
sank.
They sank, huh? It was a sad
Man,
situation.
Trump is the man that want to make headlines. And they going along with him. And they going to tank at the end.
Wow.
Because we're going full steam ahead
Yeah.
on the Kamala yacht.
Yo, you said that Kamala yacht, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, Takesha. No lies detected.
We don't do trains. We don't do trains, Zeus. We do yachts.
You don't want to get on that Trump train?
No, we going on a yacht.
Thank you.
We're much better than them, Zeus.
Yeah,
and we're
I
gonna
agree.
win. And when you got mayors coming out that are Republicans saying that they support her, you full steam ahead.
Amen. Amen.
But I want to tell you, Jess forgot to mention about the phone bank.
Okay.
And I don't know how to explain it. So if you could let her come back and explain about the phone bank that
Jess?
we got going on for Kamala.
Okay.
So she can explain it and get the information out. I really would appreciate that. So
All righty then. All right. I'll try to get Jess back up here to talk about the phone banks. All right. And I'm assuming that's tied to the campaign, right? The efforts to
absolutely
help get Kamala elected. All right. Well, listen.
But I just want to say one more thing because I found it funny. When he tried to say when the man said that his platoon, is voting for Kamala, and then he came up and said, well, I got 120 something. Man, go on with that little bit of number. That ain't making no difference. Go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
They sound they sound weird.
Yeah. I get
really
it.
Weird, Zeus.
Yep. They are. There are some weirdos out here voting for a 78-year-old convicted felon. Makes absolutely no sense.
Man and a man who gives a new meaning to digging in the couch looking for something.
Wow.
I'm going on that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. No lies detected. All right. We have a special call out. All right, Jess, come on back up here real quickly if you don't mind, Jess. Let's see. You know, we support the Kamala Harris campaign. All right, and in all ways possible. Yes, Jess. Is there something you would like to let us know?
Yeah, I have a link to a phone bank training. It's on Zoom. They're doing it every single day for the next 100 days. So yeah, I have the link. If anyone would like to follow me, I can DM it to you. I'm also going to be making a video here shortly, but that's all I wanted to get out. And
all right.
Thank you for letting me up.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Jess another round of applause. We are not playing this morning. All right. Good morning, the beautiful Ange. Hello. How are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Another day in the kingdom, tending to these affairs as usual, right?
Oh, Zeus, I have some complaints with these men.
Uh-oh.
They are so emotional.
Oh, the MAGA men.
The MAGA men are so emotional. They come into all the lives and immediately start yelling and screaming and carrying on. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? What's wrong in your life that you're yelling and screaming like this? It's really sad. Did you cover? I wasn't here.
MAGA men like Snuggles, perhaps, right?
Yeah, with the big trucks and nothing else is big.
Yeah, Liz probably is living at home with his mom, right? Crying in the basement. Hasn't been on a date in decades. All right.
Having a natty light and crying into their pillows at night. That's what they're doing. Did you cover? So Kamala is doing a great job. Everybody keep it up. We got this momentum. Keep it up. But the Republicans gave us a gift too. J.D. Vance is a gift. He really is.
You think so?
Oh, he is. Zeus.
The way the couch obsession thingy or something like that.
Well,
is that what it is?
That's very weird. But my thing is, last night, that's so weird. Last night I think it was last night. He said that if you don't want a family, you're a sociopath.
Really?
He literally said if you don't want a family, you are a selfish sociopath. Is that not insane? Because think of all the people that might not want a family. They might not. And that's
how do you define wanting a family? We're modern times, right? You support other people's families. You're part of it. What does that mean? We're all in a family to a certain degree. And he's acting like he's acting like he's the model family or something. No, he's not.
No,
he wants to start a family with couches, right? How many love seats can you get in one house?
Cut it out. Yeah, exactly. And here's the other thing too. I have sons that are adults. They probably want to adopt. That's what they're saying. Would that be a family?
Yeah, that would be a family. Absolutely.
Over 400,000 kids in the foster care system. So I think if we adopt, that's a family. But in his mind, it's getting a wife, and having the kids. Oh, but I'll be done after this.
Take your time.
Why can't they stay out of our bedrooms, in our rooms? Just get out. Why do you have an opinion? Just shut up. Like, why do you care if another person has
because they can't get in the bedroom any other way, and
that's what. Oh, and they come. It's so true. They
Cook
come out.
them.
They think they got something. Like, what is a woman? And you know where they're going with that.
Yeah. Something they can't have. Let's just tell them that's something you can't have, MAGA.
If you are 50 years old and you're coming up and asking me what a woman is, I can't help you anymore. If you don't know, I can't help you. So my message is stay out of Kamala's bedroom too.
Thank you.
Stay out of her bedroom. Stay out of her business. Okay. Stay out of everybody's. They're gross. You heard some of it yesterday, but
I sure did. All right, and we're gonna keep reminding them that they're a bunch of gross weirdos that are obsessed with this 78-year-old guy with dementia. All right, they're committing elder abuse, Ange, and they don't want to own it.
Guys, cut it out. All right, that's really weird too. Right. I heard my bell.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Ange. No lies detected. Yeah, the couch thing. I forgot to tell you all this, right? When I go to people, if I ever go to, I haven't been there because, I'm so busy, but let's just say you go to somebody's house and they're a Trump supporter, make sure you ask them for a trash bag when you sit down on their couch, all right? Because chances are you don't know what these weirdos are doing with those couches now. The cat's out of the bag, right? We know what MAGA does. The couches, get a trash bag and say, I'll sit on the trash bag, but I won't sit bare, my clothing on the couch. Absolutely not. All right. Now we got Snuggles. Snuggles, you just subscribed again on another account? On another account.
I just subscribed. Yeah, I'm on all my accounts. Which
how many accounts do you have subscribed right now?
All my accounts, I have 2 million followers.
But how many? But how many? So you subscribed to? You have 2 accounts subscribed in 2 days.
300 accounts with 3 million followers.
Well, keep on subscribing to Zeus because I want all. Okay, Heaven, it's 400 accounts. All right, get all 400 accounts and subscrib to Zeus. All right, all right. No. Let's get into it. Don't try to lower the defenses. All right. No. I want to talk to you. I saw your live yesterday because when I go live and I cook you. You go to your own. You go and hold your own live.
Don't cook me. I don't.
No. I do. You get cooked over here. Not just me. Shay cooks you. Ange cooks you. All of us cook you. Right. Then you go into your live and you get about 10 of your loyal followers in there, and you cry. You start sweating and making up stuff, and you start hitting play on all these terribly edited videos that you're posting on
right now. Can I ask you a question about Kamala?
Answer the question about those videos and those lives you're hosting. Those are terrible, bro. When are you gonna stop it?
Can I ask you a question about Kamala?
Do you want the truth, or do you want to be lied to?
Yeah. How many votes did she get in the primary? I'm just wondering.
Why does that even matter?
Because it does. That's how.
Are you? No. Are you in Democrat business, Snuggles? Are you in Democrat business again? Didn't I ask you?
Coming up in September.
Snuggles, didn't I ask you? Didn't I ask you to stay out of Democrat business?
I'm just saying she got 0 votes for the primaries. How do you just confirm her in without, actual votes from Democrats?
How do you vote for a 78-year-old convicted felon?
Easy. He's in the primaries. He got a lot of votes. The map is looking red.
How do you vote for a guy that's been? How do you vote for a guy that's been found liable for essay and defamation with E. Jean Carroll? How do you do that? Right. How do you vote for a guy that's been impeached twice? How do you vote for a guy that's been indicted 4 times? Really? Snuggles.
How did that go? How's that going?
He got convicted in one case.
New York. He still got his buildings up in New York. You guys haven't successfully got Jack Smith.
Oh, I forgot to mention that he was fined $500 million.
Tried to shoot him at a time.
Now see that right there. I can't do that. Ladies and gentlemen. See, I had to stop that part because the Democrats didn't try to unalive him. Once again, let me clear the record. The person that made the attempt on Trump's life was a Republican, and his father was a strong Republican. And that is code for ultimate MAGA. This is Donald Trump's own supporters turning on him. All right? It's a sign that his rallies are dangerous places to go. How do I know that? Well, you remember the rally during the pandemic. They said, Trump, don't host rallies during the pandemic. Those will be super spreader events. What did he do? He defies all logic and hosts a super spreader rally. What happens? One of his supporters, Herman Cain, loses. Oh, look, Snuggles, your time is up. But I'm going to finish this. Herman Cain loses his life. January 6th, Trump, you lost the election. There's no need to have a rally. What does Trump do? He hosts a rally on January 6th. What happens? One of his supporters loses her life, Ashley Babbitt. Right? Well, what does Donald Trump do? Nothing. He doesn't care about his supporters. What do we have happening in Butler? One of his supporters, actually a couple of them this time, injured, lose their life. Why? Because one of his supporters tried to unalive him at the rally so that Trump could get sympathy and hopefully elected again. These are dangerous places to go, MAGA. Open up your small minds and let whatever you can in it in terms of truth. But in the meantime and in between time, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, MAGA is not like us. You're right, Southern Delight. Unfortunately, Snuggles, you continue to fail, and you failed to produce evidence of your degree from Trump University. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Snuggles what he deserves. Another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
To the Trump supporters in the chat that are getting triggered by the way that I'm running this broadcast, all right, you must not have heard me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Hey, good morning, Shay. Sorry, I had to clean out the box. I had to clean out the box after disgusting Snuggles.
Yeah, that was like, ugh. Yeah, I need some,
But he keeps subscribing to with all of his accounts. It's the weirdest thing, right?
It's so
Snuggles
weird.
is weird. Snuggles is weird.
He is weird. I mean, he is weird. It's crazy to me. I mean, they're all weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really interesting how they're trying to paint this narrative. And I made a video on this, and, Snuggles just keeps talking about, exactly. Why do you care how we pick our candidate? You need to focus on what's going on in your nutcase weird side.
Bingo.
Right? And how much Kamala is kicking his butt in the polls right now. So it is absolutely, that's why you're concerned, because you know that she's beating him. So, but how we pick our candidate is none of your business. It's just none of your business at all.
Thank you,
And
Shay.
just keep focused on what's going on your side and how you're going to win with a very unpopular VP and a man that's a felon.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. And this is why he won't debate Kamala. Guarantee you he will not, because he will appear on stage as an old, demented man that can't discuss policy and can't make excuses for his 34 felonies. I mean, she will nail him. She will nail him. She will Kavanaugh him badly. And that is why he knows it's not going to work for him. And it's an embarrassment. How do you want him back in office when he's afraid to debate? How is he going to stand up to Putin? How is he going to stand up to world leaders?
He won't.
If he can't debate a political opponent and stand for what he is and discuss policy? I mean, is he going to talk about Hannibal Lecter with Putin? Like, what are we talking about here? Is he going to tell old Vladdy that he's going to have him for dinner? I mean, this is what we want on the world stage?
Yeah.
You've got to ask yourself this stuff. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
That's why we're saying it's weird at this point. Because how are you backing this man?
Tell him, Shay.
It's just weird.
No answers on why they're supporting him. You see what happened when Snuggles tried to bring up the process and why we're supporting Vice President Harris, and I said, well, Donald Trump has been convicted. He's been impeached, right? He's been found liable, all right, in multiple different jurisdictions. Why are you still supporting him? They have no answers.
None whatsoever. And in that speech, I had forgotten about that you played that Trump made after January 6th.
Yeah.
He talked about how the worldwide pandemic crushed our economy. He says that. So every time y'all talk about the economy was better under Trump, do you not understand why the economy was poor in 2021? I mean, Biden inherited a mess. He had to get us out of a pandemic, and he had to recover the economy. He's done very, very well. Now, on her speech yesterday, right, she talked about how she wants a comprehensive border bill passed. She will sign it since day one. She also talked about how she's going to go after the capitalists that are charging too much money for the food. As I'm going to absolutely address this.
And so that's going to help. That's going to help everyday Americans, correct?
Absolutely. And that's all Snuggles lies about or talks about is the price of goods. It's too expensive. Everything's too expensive. American people are suffering. They're suffering. We can't pay our bills. Well, Kamala Harris has addressed this and how she is going to tackle that issue. As Trump. All Trump says is border, border, border. I'm going to make America great again. And I'm going to lock a bunch of people up. And that's it. That's all he talks about.
And that's not a real policy is what you're saying. That doesn't address the situation with a humanitarian touch. All right. It has nothing to do with immigration. It just shows this guy really isn't that bright.
No, he's not bright at all. And that is my question to all of you complaining about the cost of goods. What has Trump said that is his policy to help you out in paying that? She addressed the renters issue, mortgage issues, pricing of goods, the border. She is absolutely addressing issues. She is acknowledging these are still things going forward that the Biden-Harris administration are still going to work on, but we got to in the House so we can get this done, guys. But anyway, much love to you all. Have a wonderful day in the kingdom.
All right.
Stop being weird.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's a show of force this morning. We get people that come up in the box. They volunteer their time to get up here to tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. There's really no magic tricks to what we do, ladies and gentlemen. There really isn't. All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Jams the ride. Let's go. How are you doing, my good friend? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What is it, Breaking news? Trump magic wand to lower prices doesn't work. Thank you, Rick. See, I completely agree. All right. Who do we have here? Jams ride, the positive vibe. Are you there? Jams ride. Seems like it's getting hard to patch you through. All right. Let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we have this morning, ladies and gentlemen? I see you. All right. Tiffany, for the people, greetings. How are you?
Good morning, Juicy. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I think he was on the MAGA Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay, the MAGA Wi-Fi. Interesting. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome.
All right, a couple things to address. Hey, everybody, the kingdom of truth is Zeus. Hey,
yes.
everybody. Okay, first of all, I inboxed you something. Did you see this alleged, I'm going to say alleged, that there was a photo of Trump with Matthew Crooks?
There was?
I sent it to you in a TikTok. So I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but there's a picture of Matthew Crooks, the alleged pew pew. Hey, everybody.
Really?
With Trump.
When? Give me. I haven't seen it. It was Thomas Crooks. All right, you're right, Shay. Okay,
Thomas,
yeah.
What I say, Thomas? What I say, Timmy? I don't know. TikTok Tom. I don't know. Don't confuse me.
So, based on your assessment, does it look believable?
Oh, absolutely. So right after the attempted assassination on Trump happened, we had to critically think about what it could have been. But it's just for me, it's giving the call is coming from inside the house.
It just seems. There's something off, right? The fact that we don't have the statement from the Butler Memorial Hospital, right? It's like they want to keep that under wraps. He's now, Thursday, supposedly going to actually give a statement to the FBI way after the fact. The bandage, he told us the ear was blown off. Now the ear's regrown. It's like he has reptile blood, right? I've only known of lizards that could do that.
Yeah, and
Blaze of Glory, listen to what we're saying. All right, we're trying to get you out of that cult.
Yeah, it's like is he regenerating? Is he regenerating his ear? I mean, what is this? So so that was the first thing. Secondly, to touch on what Andrew was saying. Okay, well, and then struggles came up here, and I was just my coochie was immediately dry. Sorry, keep it clean. Okay, but I do want to say also that you men are so funny. What is this obsession with cats? What is this obsession with cats?
They haven't been on dates in decades. All right, they live in their mother's basements, their grandma's basements, so they don't know how to interact.
So, but my question is, wouldn't that be an insult to men that we choose cats and bears over you? We're not talking about Triple H here. We're talking about these deplorable incels. We're talking about the incels who hate women, right? So just keep in mind, fellas, that when women choose cats over you, that is an insult to you, not to us.
Bingo. Once again, you boys got cooked. You just got...
Oh, wait. Zeus, you're lagging. Wait. What happened? Oh, no. Is he frozen for you guys? Uh-oh. What? It's so pretty and so blind. Zeus, what happened? Okay, I don't know. Can I... He's froze, right? Okay, I'm not crazy.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, what just happened, Zeus? You were lagging. You were glitching.
Wow, I don't know. Okay, I'm back, right?
Okay, so and the last thing I wanted to say was about I'm sorry, the convention last night.
Okay.
That where Meg the Stallion pulled up. I mean, Maga, don't be mad because this side over here is spicy. We have rhythm.
Yes.
We know how to dance, okay? And we're gonna follow Harris, and we're gonna follow Black women. We're gonna follow Meg the Stallion all the way to the ballot box, and we're gonna press that button for Harris in November.
Amen. You're spot on. All right.
All right, Juicy. You guys have a good day. Love you guys. Thanks for the gifts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Tiffany for the people. Wow, yeah, I'm having some connectivity. It looks like the connection did go in and out. I do terribly apologize. All right. Let's try to. Who do we have this time? Good morning. Who do we have? Joanna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, this is our first time talking, huh?
It is.
All right, welcome to the show.
I'll be in the comments.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for all you're doing. All right, I really do appreciate it. All right, what do you got for us?
I just wanted to come up here and give a little short sermon called Mind Your Business.
Okay.
Republicans need to mind their business when it comes to them trying to make Democrats upset because they're saying that they subverted democracy by picking Kamala. No, we didn't. We picked her on the ticket with Joe Biden. We're good. Why y'all mad?
Amen. Let's go.
They also need to mind their business and stay out of our black ass business. How is it that all of a sudden y'all are so upset about black people getting locked up for the green leafy stuff that gets smoked? Y'all never gave a fuck before. Why do you care so much now?
Oh, let's go. No, we gotta keep it clean, but keep on going. All right, I like what you're doing.
Sorry. Like, we're good.
Thank you.
We like her.
Yeah.
She's not black. Yes, she is.
Thank you.
It's always them being in everybody's business except for the business that pays them. Also,
amen.
Speaking of pay, they always start with the economy is so bad we can't buy anything. Oh my God, milk is $4,000 a gallon. How y'all so broke if y'all buying this man Snickers and Bibles, and now he's selling teddy bears with orange hair? How y'all so broke if y'all still financing this con man? I'm confused.
Oh, tell them. They don't think we think.
No, they don't. And it's really insulting, but it's more funny because they're so terrified and I love to see it. Real quick, ABC is still saying that if Trump continues to refuse to debate her, that they're going to give her the whole 2 hours by herself.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Trump. You played yourself.
Over and over again. So it's basically going to be a nice little scheduled town hall that she didn't have to come out of her pockets to pay for because he refused to come. I love that for them. Hopefully
I do too.
Hopefully she'll have a picture of him in an orange jumpsuit sitting beside a couch because that's literally their whole ticket.
Oh, ain't that something?
Well, it is. I also love that for them. Before I drop, I also wanted to say I'm an elected official in Arkansas.
Okay.
Ran for my first election when I was 28. Won that one, and I've been winning ever since because, on the progressive side, we actually enjoy winning.
Wow.
I need everybody to go out and make sure that your registration is current. They are purging the rolls in red states like crazy. They
really?
purged me.
How do they purge? Wait. How do they purge the rolls? So what I'm hearing you say, especially if you're in a red state, make sure you verify you are registered to vote because there's something called purging.
Yeah, so
a purification process.
Exactly.
What are they doing?
They're doing it a lot in Georgia, but they will, in different states, they have different processes for it. I think Georgia is one where it literally will just take someone calling in to say, I think this person is fraudulent, you need to check their registration, and instead of them actually thoroughly checking it, they just take you off. What? There's no notification. You have no idea that you're off until you go up there to vote, and they're like, yeah, you're not registered, sorry.
Wow. This is evil. This is evil. They're that terrified.
They can win. Yeah.
Is it if they cheat? The only way they can win is if they cheat. I get it. I get
Every
it.
time. Well, I
All
heard
right.
my bell. Thank you for having me up. Love the show. I'm gonna go back and start talking my stuff.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Johanna. Make sure you gave her a follow, and make sure you verify that you are registered to vote, especially in those red states. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Zeus has to get up out of here. All right. We had a wonderful show, but I must get up out of here. All right. We laughed and we cried together. Listen, you all deserve a round of applause. If I didn't get to you today, we'll try again tomorrow. It doesn't mean I love you any less. I love all of you very, very much. Seriously, without you, this wouldn't be possible. Also, I want to give a special shout out to all the subscribers, to all of the gifters, the moderators, and the panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be entertaining, educational, and exciting. Love you too. But one last round of booze and shame. This round of booze and shame goes out to all of the Zeus haters. These aren't just my haters. These are also your haters, all right? These people get on TikTok day in and day out and spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, all right? They promote evil, misogyny, bigotry, racism, xenophobia, all forms of corruption and criminality on behalf of their orange 78-year-old cult leader. This is elder abuse, right? And we're going to keep saying it's elder abuse. These folks are the worst of the worst. When I say this, I'm not joking. They're the worst of the worst. They are the scum of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Thank you, everyone.
Silence, you MAGA daily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right? What a great show, everyone. Another one for the history books. I hope you all really enjoyed it, seriously. Keep up the great work. Keep the pressure on them, all right?
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm
Little Hawk, let's go!
act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus.
Out of my hands into yours. Thank you. Heaven, let's go. Miss Cam, thank you so much, Tiffany, for the people. What a great show. Keep on bringing it to MAGA. Johnny Stern, my man. Cold as the day. KT Cricket, let's go. And keep up the great work, ladies and gentlemen. Cold as the day, let's go. Hey. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. Hey, Rick C, let's go. Nathan's mom looking good out there. Johnny D.
I try to be patient, but you
Hooray! Yes, thank you for the follows, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back tomorrow. Same Zeus time. Same Zeus channel.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus.
Keep it clean, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it clean. All right, love the garden, love you too. All right. Y'all keep on bringing it to these Trump supporters. Support all your other content creators that get out here. Queens, they get out here and they stand in the gap. All right, we will do all we can to help Vice President become the next president of these United States of America. And to be honest, I was watching Fox News yesterday, and I could tell that the women on Fox News, they're tired of those men on Fox News. They see the love Kamala is getting, and they want it. They know they're tired of being in the house with these lame, MAGA-possessed men. And they're seeing Kamala get all of this love, and they're going, We don't want these weird guys. We don't want these weird guys anymore. We want change, all right? And I do believe a lot of the Republican women out there are going to vote for Harris as well because we're all done with it. All right.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would you mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble.
This guy right here.
No, these are real stories. Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lamb is a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner.
This is derangement right here. Jack Smith. Come on, where you at, Jack Smith? I still have to find the clip, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me.
My relationship with MIT. Very smart. He goes, I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight?
Right.
You're in the boat, and you have this tremendously powerful battery, and the battery's now underwater, and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was.
Elder
These people
abuse.
are crazy. He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming now who really got decimated, and other people too. A lot of shark attacks. So I said, so there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat, 10 yards, or here. Do I get electrocuted if the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking? Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, you know, nobody's ever asked me that question. I said, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of electric current coming through that water. But you know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time.
Well,
I'm not getting near the shark. So we're going to end that. We're going to end it for boats. We're going to end it for trucks.
We're going to electrocute him, all right?
Before I was elected as vice
All right,
president,
ladies and gentlemen.
I was elected as United States Senator.
Here he goes.
I was the
It's
elected
electrocution
Attorney
right here.
General, I've mentioned in California.
Look at her
before, plus
electrocute
corporate
Donald
prosecutor.
Trump.
In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
He about to get
Predators who abused women.
She about to electrocute him right
Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain.
Oh.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Cooked. He's just been cooked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out here in these TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I would.